In this video, we're going to be going over the day-to-day role as a technician. So that would be from arriving to work at 7:15 and then leaving work around 6 o'clock or so every day. This is going to be everything you need to know from A through Z, going in through the Jobber software, what to do, all your checklists, things you need to make sure you do on a daily basis and a weekly basis, as well as a monthly basis. So everything we're going to be covering here is what the technicians need to know day in and day out. We're going to be going over your daily task list and showing you the day-to-day processes that the technicians would follow. So these are checklists. So if you ever forget what to do in this video, you can go ahead and head over to your daily tasks through the technicians page and view what needs to be done. All right, so to start things off, we have start our day, 7:15 a.m. You can go ahead and click on this. It has a drop down. It says arrive at work at 7:15. Work starts at 7:30. You're going to clock in with Jobber, review your schedule for the day in Jobber, assure that the truck is prepared with all tools and materials for the day, grab all your tool belts and batteries, load all needed things in the truck, whether that be, other tools, extra material, anything that we need to load in the truck for the day. All right. Go ahead and minimize that so this just drops down. Leaving the yard 7:45. So you have a half-hour period between 7:15 and 7:45 to get the trucks ready and start the day. Trucks leave yard at 7:45. When you leave the yard, you're going to go ahead and open the Jobber app, click on the first job for the day, follow the steps in the training video, went ahead into the first job, whether this be, your routes, texting your client you're on the way, seeing what you're going to be doing, client information, things like that. All right, so you can go ahead and minimize this. Arrive at job 1, 8:15. When arriving, follow the every job task plus collecting pay inside of Jobber. So you're going to follow the what to do at every single job. You're going to introduce yourself, which will be in another video that I'm going to show you guys here. And then you're also going to be going over the tasks to do at every job, whether it be, greeting the customer, cleaning up, asking questions, knocking on the neighboring customer's door, collecting pay, things like that. All right. While you're at this job, you're going to make sure you take as many photos and videos as possible. It helps us grow our social media accounts. Plus, I like knowing, what's getting done at jobs. I like to be able to show the customer that we did the work properly and that we have nothing to hide. All right. While you're at the job, you're also going to take note of any inventory needs or suggestions. So if we need new materials, if we're out of bags, if, one of the tools breaks, go ahead in our inventory or our suggestions page, make that change, and then that way we can know what we need to pick up or change before we start the next job. All right, go ahead and minimize this one. All right, continuing the day. So we're going to click on here. So you're going to head to the next job, and you're going to repeat all the steps starting from leaving the yard. So you're going to repeat this step, and then you're going to repeat arriving at job 1. Okay, so same thing as at job 2. After you get completed with all of the jobs for the day, you're going to inform your manager you're heading back to the yard. When you're doing this, assure all jobs are completed on the Jobber app and invoices have been provided. Okay. Once you've done that, you're going to finish the day off. So once you arrive back to the yard, unload and clean out all the trash, plug in all the batteries, assure you have all the tools in belt and hung up on rack. So make sure you're not missing anything. Review tomorrow's jobs and attain all materials or tools needed for those jobs. Load those into the truck properly. The truck should be organized exactly how it looks in the blueprints and prepared for tomorrow's day, so that way we're not running around in the morning time trying to get materials, trying to get the trucks ready. You're going to give your admins a rundown of the day and let them know how things went. They're going to tell you some suggestions, things you should change, things you could do better. You're going to provide the admins with the payments that you collected in the check bag. So if you collected any checks, or just let them know, hey, everyone said they're going to pay with an online invoice, so you can let them know of that. Once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and clock out, and then you can drive home safely. All right, so go ahead and minimize this, and these are all of your tasks that you're going to be completing on a day-to-day basis. And again, this is found in your technicians page under daily tasks right here. So go ahead and click on that, and you can see all of these. All right, so the first thing to know is what time do we arrive at work? So we start work around 7:30 a.m. every day. That is no questions asked. It is not 7:45. It is not 7. It is 7:30, okay? We expect all of our workers to be here and be on site of the yard space or of the warehouse at 7:15. So that way you have a 15-minute window of, okay, if you're running late, you have some time to be there. But we usually start checking guys in around 7:15, getting a head count and making sure who's there, all right? And we get started at 7:30. So if you are late, there will be penalties and you don't want to be late, all right? All right, so you've just arrived at work. It is currently 7:15. We're going to go ahead and show you what the next step is. Once it gets to 7:30, you're going to open up your Jobber app and you're going to clock in for the day. All right, so now that we're inside of Jobber, we're going to be going over how you would clock in and out for the day. Okay, so first thing to note is that you have your bottom tabs here, your timesheet, your search bar, your home page. Yours is going to look a little bit different than this, but the page to know for this video is the timesheet. Okay, so you can see here that we have a time located at the top that says 00.00, and you can see where it says clock in. If we click on Monday, this is not going to have the option to say clock in as this one does, and if we go back a day on Saturday, it's going to be the same thing. So we're not going to have any timesheets in there because it doesn't let you go back and submit a submission for a clock in time. All right, so it's very important that when you guys get to work, you're doing this every single day if you want to make sure you get paid. You can go back and you can edit your clock in time, for example, by, let's say we head back here to a day we have work. So if we click on, let's try to find one real quick, Saturday, right here, you can go ahead and you can hit edit time. Okay, our start time, let's say we wanted to change this from 5:45 to 6:45. This should always be started at 7:30. Okay, all right, and let's say you will get done at 5:45. But you actually got done at 4:30 and you forgot to clock out, so you can go ahead and change this to 3:45 or whatever you want to change it to. You can also enter your time here, 8 hours and 10 minutes, all right? Leave your note. So let's say that, you forgot to clock in one of the days or you forgot to clock out, and you want to inform me of why your time changed, because I will be notified every time these change. You can go ahead and put, I forgot to clock out. Okay, that way I know why it's like that. All right, you can hit save time entry and then that saves. So now this updates to 8 hours and 20 minutes because we already had a few minutes tracked at a different time in the day. So let's go ahead and head back over to today. So we can see here Sunday, December 31st, we have the option to clock in. So when we get to the app for the day, we're going to go ahead and hit clock in. All right, you can see that this time is now ticking where it says 00:00. You can see that that's clicking, or that's flashing. So that means that our time is running. All right. If we go ahead and we stop the timer, it's going to stop it. That doesn't mean that it's stopped for the day. That means that it's paused. This should never get paused at all. So this should always be running and it should never get stopped. But when you do that, you're going to have to re-clock back in. So when I hit clock in, it's going to save that first time entry and then it's going to add it to my second time entry. So when you get in for the day, make sure you hit clock in, all right? You're not going to change this at all. Just hit clock in 7:30. When you get done for the day, you're going to head back over here and you're going to hit clock out, all right? You can see that the time here is obviously 00 because I did this so fast, but this should say something around, anywhere between 6 to 10 hours. If there was a mistake made, or again, if you paused it and you didn't mean to, you can go ahead and hit edit. Have your start time at 7:30, all right? And then let's say you got done at 5, go ahead and head over to 5 o'clock, all right? This is actually backwards, 7 a.m. and 5 p.m., all right? 9 hours and 30 minutes. Go ahead and note down your notes for the day, hit save time entry, and then you have your time saved, all right? So if you go back to your next day, if you go over to January or anything like that, you can see that these are going to be different. There's nothing on there yet because that's not the day, but you can go back and you can view your old times tracked. All right, so you can go ahead and see, this is how much time I work for the whole week. This is how much time I work for today. And again, you can edit them, but you're only able to clock in and out of the day that you are currently on. All right, so now that you're clocked in, we're going to go ahead and head over and view our schedule for the day. It's in the same app, so you're going to go back to your Jobber software, and you're going to click on our schedule and see what you're going to be doing for the day. All right, so now that we've clocked in, we're going to go ahead and review the jobs for the day. So we're going to head over here to our schedule. You can see on the bottom we have our timesheet where we clock in, and we have our schedule over here. So you can see at the top it says day, it says list, and it says map. These all show all the same information, just in a different way. Okay, so you can see here that we have day, all right, and this just shows a timestamp of 7, 8, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11, shows the timesheet of what you're going to be doing throughout the day, so you have a breakdown of how long you're going to be at each job or each quote for, all right. You can head over here to list, same thing, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., we're going to be doing quotes. From 6:30 to 8:30, you're going to be doing a gutter cleaning. 10 p.m. to 11 to 1 a.m., signs out. So these are all going to be green for the technicians, just based off of the jobs that they're doing for the day. And like I said, these will vary, so you can see what you're going to be doing the next day, last week, things like that. You can go ahead and look back on days and see what we did. So gutter guards, gutter cleaning, gutter repairs, things like that. Okay, so we'll head back over to today. You can see that this is the list right here, list on the top, and you can see right here it says 0 through 4 completed, all right? So as we go through the day and we complete these, they're going to get marked off. If we head over to map, you can see the same thing. Our first job is located over here, 6:30, all right? And then if you have multiple jobs for that day, like if we head over here to this day, you can see that we have one job here at 9 a.m., we have one job here at 11 a.m., and we have one job here at 3 p.m. So we have our list. Again, same thing, tells you what you're going to be doing from time to time throughout the day. If you click on one of these, you can see all the details. So instructions, you can see what you're going to be doing, job forms, who the name is of the customer, where the job is located, things like that, how long it's going to take, who's on your team for the job, your technicians for the work, things like that. All right, so all of your details for reviewing your work for the day can be located here. Next, we're going to make sure that our truck is prepared with all tools and materials for the day. So whether this be, gutter coil, making sure that we have enough bags for our gutter cleaning, making sure that we have all of our ladders in place, all of our batteries, all of our drills, hand tools, things like that. Every day that the trucks go out, you want to make sure you have everything that you need, and even extra, to make sure that when we get to the job, we have everything to complete it. If we have extra, it's no problem at all. I'd rather have extra on the truck than have to go back to the store or head back to the warehouse to grab extra materials or tools. So this is very important that you make sure that we have everything prepared. If this is done properly, it should be done the day before. But in the morning time, you still want to make sure that you have everything. Grab the batteries that are charging. If there's things inside the garage that don't want to get wet or cold, go ahead and grab those. Things like leaf blowers, you're going to have to bring those in and out daily. But the truck should be prepared 99% the day before, and then check in the morning that everything is there and that you have all the materials for the jobs. To assure that you do have everything properly, you can head into the Jobber app and you can click on and see what we're doing for the day. If we're doing just gutter cleanings, you know what tools we need based on the job procedures. If we're doing a gutter install, you can go ahead and click on the color to make sure that, we have enough tan zip screws, we have enough tan pipe bands, we have enough tan coil, things like that, all right? So once you make sure that you have everything prepped in the truck, we're going to get into the truck and head out for the day. All right, so now that we have arrived at work, we've clocked in, we've reviewed our schedule for the day, we've assured that everything is prepped for the truck, tools and material-wise, and we know exactly what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get in the truck. All right, our trucks leave the yard at 7:45, so that gives us a good half an hour between when you should be arriving at 7:15 to 7:45 to make sure that everything's prepared, everyone's there, we have all material needs, all tool needs, things like that. So our trucks leave at 7:45. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to head into your Jobber app and you're going to click on the first job for the day. So let's go ahead and show you guys how we would do that. All right, so now that we're inside the truck and we're ready to get our day started, we're going to go ahead and show you how we would get from place to place throughout the day. All right, so our first job here, we can see that is a gutter cleaning. We're going to go ahead and click on this. This is located, again, you can click on this through your day, your list, or your map. You can click on it here, things like that. But I like reading it from the list. It's a lot easier to read. So we're going to go ahead and click on this one, all right? And you can see here that, before I get into this, I'm going to show you guys. So you're going to go from top down. So 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 6:30 to 8:30. I'm just showing you guys this because this is the only job that we have for today in this tutorial. So I'm going to show you that we're going to click on gutter cleaning, all right? You can see here at the top, it says visits for Jacob K. Van Vliet. So that would be the name of the customer, all right? And you could see gutter cleaning, that is the service. It is today. We can see the address located here, and then you can see the time, the date, and what time we're going to be arriving. Okay, so the first thing to note would be that you can click on this little tab to the right. It has a little arrow on it. This is our maps. When we click on this, it takes you directly to the job. So whenever we get into the truck, the first thing you're going to do is click on this and load up your route. You can go ahead and hit go. And then it's going to take you to that first job. You can see that the job is 9 minutes away, all right? So this is very important to note, 9 minutes. We're going to head back over to our jobber software, and we're going to click on this little tab to the right up here, all right? Click on this. It says send on my way text. So when you're going to the job, it is very important that you notify the customer how far away we are. So whether we're 15 minutes away, 30 minutes away, 60 minutes away, 5, 10, we're going to do this to the approximate and appropriate time period when we'll be arriving. So for this case, we'll hit 10 minutes, hit send text. It automatically texts them, and then they're going to get that notification that, hey, we'll be there in 10 minutes, all right? So that is how you would review what we're going to be doing for the job, the times, and what to do before you head to the job. All right, so now that we notified the client that we are on the way to their house, we know exactly where we're going, we know how the job is going to be performed and what needs to be done. We're going to go ahead and we're going to show you guys what we would do once we arrive to the job. Once you've arrived at the job, these next steps are very important. You're going to go ahead and you're going to view again what you're going to be doing at the job so the truck leader can inform the customer of what we're going to be doing and ask any questions that need to be asked. So we're going to go ahead and review everything first before anything or before anyone goes and introduces themselves. You're going to see their name, their address, the time, instructions, our job forms, our details, our notes, things like that. All right. And then everything that's going to be in the job, go ahead and review it first. That way you know what's exactly being done, so you sound like a professional when you're talking to the customer. When we get to the job, we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit start timer, all right? This counts, and this will be stay counting until you pause this or you hit complete visit. This allows us to see how long jobs take. It helps us with scheduling for future purposes. Also, if there's, errors that happen at the job, it also, lets us know how long it took and why it took that long. All right. If we come down here, again, we have our visit, we have our details, and we have our notes. Our details will contain the name of the customer, the service, the address, and then the job number. The visit will contain things such as instructions, job forms, the line items or the total of the job, your date, and then your team members. So you can see down here, team members can get added to this as we go through the job. So you're going to see all your team members there. So let's say we're working with Jacob Bellhorn and William Byers, save team. All right. If we head over here, back to the top, we can see our instructions. These are instructions left by your manager, whether they have something they need to tell you or something they need to point out if they want you to check on a repair we made, things like that. You can see watch out for thorn bushes, clean back downspout good, check on repair, made to front corner of garage, things like that. It's important to know that way you can mention to the customer, hey, we're going to take a look at that repair we made. They should be happy about that. Next, we have our job forms. These are very important. This is how we would go through each job and check off what needs to be done. That way we are sure that the job gets done 100% complete and exactly how we told the customer we're going to be completing the job. All right, so the first thing we're going to do once we arrive at the job is make sure that we keep our iPad with us. So the truck leader, when they get to the job, the truck leader is going to go ahead and head up to the door with the iPad. One of the other employees or technicians that's working with you can start the timer, or you can, whatever works easiest, but make sure you have your iPad when going up to the door. The other technicians during this time should be unloading the truck, getting the job materials ready. They can go ahead and start working if the customer says it's okay. Just getting everything prepped to get the job started, all right? So now we're gonna go ahead and walk up to the door. I'm gonna knock. The customer, when they answer the door, they're going to say something along the lines of, hi, how are you? My name's so-and-so. How's it going? Something like that. I'm going to say, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Jacob. Shake their hand. It's very important that you shake their hand. Obviously, if they don't do that in their ethnicity, then you don't have to, but it's very important that you show them respect. Shake their hand, say how you doing, ask them how their day's going, ask them if they have any plans, if they have anything going on other than just being here and watching us install the gutters or complete this job, all right? So after we go ahead and introduce ourselves, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna ask the customer, hey, do you have any questions before we get started? ask them, is there anything that you want to point out before we get started, so that way, you don't have to come tell us halfway through, and then it changes up our job process. All right. When saying this, you can also ask them if there's anything that they want to show you. So say, hey, do you want to do a quick walk around? You can point things out to me that you think I should take note of, or that you want us to do that need to get done. Now, all of these instructions should be inside of the job notes. So let's say, our instructions say, watch out for thorn bushes. You can ask the customer, hey, Mrs. Joanne, I was just wondering, our job note said there's some thorn bushes that we should watch out for. Is there any way you could point those out to us? That way they know, and you can just confirm everything so everyone's on the same page. And after you ask all the questions, you can go ahead and say, do you have any questions for us? If they don't, you can go ahead and let them know that, hey, we're going to get started. If we have anything that we need to let you know, we'll either come knock on the door or give you a phone call. If you're going to be heading out, do you think you could let us know, just so that way we know who we should contact when we need to contact someone, or if so. All right. So pretty simple. Like I said, you just want to knock on the door, give them a quick introduction, ask them how their day is going, ask them if they're going to be heading out or staying here, watching us complete this gutter install. Just a quick intro. Make sure you shake their hand, name, get their name, and you should respond with their name. So if they say their name is Joanne, say, okay, Joanne, yeah, we'll let you know when we get done, Joanne. You want to respond with their name. That way you can show them respect and show them that you actually remember who they are. All right. And then ask them a few questions. Make sure that you guys are all on the same page with the customer, the technicians, and the truck leaders, all on the same page before we get started. Once you get that initial introduction done, you can go ahead and tell your technicians, all right, we're ready to go, and you can go ahead and start that job. All right, so now we have our job forms here. You could see we have collecting pay, every job test, and gutter cleaning checklists. These job forms will be located on every job no matter what. This service down here will change depending on what you're going to be doing, but the every job test and collecting pay will be on every single job. All right, so the first one we're going to get into is our every job task. We're going to break this down in depth so that way you guys know exactly what you're going to be doing. So every job task, these are something that need to be done every single job no matter what. If not, there's going to be consequences. These are what I and our managers feel that it is best to get done at every job, whether it be from greeting, cleaning up, talking to the customer, collecting pay, everything like that. So before arriving to job, notify client on the Jobber app how far you are. So this should have already been done. When you're on the way to the job, you should go ahead and notify them we're 10 minutes away from the job. So you can go ahead and check this off because that's already done. Arrive at job and hit start timer. You could see that we just did that. So go ahead and check this off. Review job overview on Jobber. Name, address, notes, instructions, job processes, etc. We already did that. So again, we reviewed what we're going to be doing. We reviewed the instructions, notes, things to know. So we're going to go ahead and check this off. The truck leader, head to door with iPad and do your introduction script. This is going to be linked down below so that way you guys can see what you're going to be doing and how you would speak to your customer when you're introducing yourself. So we can go ahead and check this off. The next step is going to be unloading your trucks and ladders. So the technicians that are not talking to the customers should be doing this, getting out all materials, tools, ladders, getting the truck prepped, everything ready to go. So that way when the manager or the truck leader gets done talking to the customer, you can go ahead and you can start the work for the day. So we're going to check this off. Also, while the truck leader is talking to the customer, the technicians can go ahead and they can place down a yard sign. This is crucial to do before the job starts because there's cars that drive by, and when cars drive by, they see people on roofs, they're intrigued. So they go, oh, wow, I wonder who that is. Well, if you have a yard sign out and you have your truck there, it makes it very clear on who you are and what you guys do. So go ahead and place down that yard sign. Like I said, the technicians will be doing this while the manager or the truck leader is introducing themselves in the team. So you can go ahead and check this off. You're going to go ahead and you're going to go through all of we can go ahead and hit save. And we're going to go ahead and, well, before I show you guys, it says work/complete job. So hit save. We can head back over here and we can see gutter cleaning checklist. So for the gutter cleaning checklist, this is what needs to be done for completing the job. Obtain blowers, ladders, buckets, garbage bags, things like that. Go ahead and check this off. Start by evaluating the house and crew. Operator gives roles to employees on where to start to be most efficient. So the crew leader is going to say, okay, Will, you start over here. Jacob, you start over here. That way we can make this most efficient and get this job done completed fast. So check this off. We're going to set up our ladders in those positions that our role or our operator just gave us. Start by cleaning gutters by hand in locations where debris are either one, won't work, or two, too messy to blow. So our deep locations, like our corners, you want to go ahead and clean those out by hand, and then you can blow after. This just allows us to not have, mud and debris blow everywhere, and lets us clean out those gutters easier than it would be to just, do the whole thing by hand. All right. After you've cleaned them out by hand, we're going to go ahead and blow off the roof and the eaves. You want to do this before you blow the gutters out, because that way you can assure that you don't have to go back over and redo it. Blow out those eaves first, and then just make your way down from the peak. Then after you blow it off the eaves, you're going to blow off the entire gutters, ensuring all debris are removed. Check and clean all downspouts. Assess all gutters and find any damage that customers should be informed of. If you do find repairs, you can note those down inside the job notes by heading over to where I'll show you guys in a second. All right. Clean area completely. Property should look as it did when we arrived, so make sure that we use our nail puller if we're doing a gutter install. For this case, we're doing a gutter cleaning, so make sure that all the debris is picked up in our bags, the driveway is cleared, the patio is cleared, everything's blown off, and it's exactly how it looked when we arrived. All right. Follow end of job test form. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. So I'm going to hit save here. I'm going to check this off and hit save. All right. So we can head over to our every job task back over here. So now that we've worked and completed the work, we're going to go ahead and clean area. Again, there's a script for this so you guys can see exactly what needs to get done when we clean up for our jobs. So check this off. All right. Now that we've checked all that off, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab our iPad, our card scanner, and our thank you card, and we're going to head up to the door and collect our pay. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how we would do that now. All right, so now that we have completed all of the work provided, we're going to go ahead and go over how we would collect payment. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab our iPad, our card reader, as well as our thank you card or our monthly postcard, and we're going to head up to the door to collect our pay. All right, so now that our job is completed, we're going to be going over how we would collect pay and finish off this job. So we're going to go ahead and over here and look at our job forms. You could see here that this says collecting pay, end of job, and this shows everything that you need to do to collect the pay. So we're going to go ahead and review this real fast, and then we're going to show you in real time how we would do that. So before heading to the door, assure everything is completed following the outlines in the quote, and all tasks are complete, including the cleanup. So make sure everything is done. You don't want to load up the trucks yet, but make sure everything else is clean, done, so that way when the customer comes out, you guys aren't rushing to try to get stuff done. So we're going to go ahead and check this off. Head to door with iPad. While you're doing that, you're going to open up the Jobber app. You're also going to bring your card scanner if they want to pay with a credit card, and your thank you card or your monthly postcard up to the door as well. All right. When you get up to the door, you're going to knock. You're going to ask them if they have any questions or if they'd like to do a walk around. This is very important because, the customers want to see what they got done. So if they ask for a walk around, just go ahead, walk around the house with them, show them what you did. If there's any, questions that they have, answer those. If there's anything that you guys did differently that they thought, why is this done? You can go ahead and point that out and let them know why we did certain things. So check that off. On the Jobber app, we're going to go ahead and hit close/complete job, which I'll show you guys in a second. When you do that, you're going to go ahead and generate the invoice, send an invoice to their email and phone number. Then you're going to ask the customer how they're paying. If they would like to pay with different options such as a check, a credit card, Venmo, Zelle, cash, you can go ahead and put the cash or the check inside an envelope. If they're paying with a credit card, you can go ahead and provide them with the card reader. If they want to pay with an invoice at a later time, you can go ahead and just send them the invoice and they can do that on their own time. All right. So use credit scanner if needed. Give customers after job thank you card. Inform customers they will be receiving an invoice of their work. So again, these are all the things that need to be done. When you guys are going to the door, you can go ahead and look at all of these and make sure that you check all of these off to make sure that you do all of these processes. So we're going to go ahead and hit save, and I'm going to show you guys what I just talked about. So once that job is complete, you're going to go ahead and you're going to pause this timer, and then you're going to hit complete visit. All right. When you hit complete visit, it's very important that you hit close job and invoice now, which is the top one. All right. You can see it says close job and invoice later or leave job open. You're never going to want to hit these bottom two. Even if they're paying at a different time, you're still going to want to invoice them now. So you're going to hit close job and invoice now. It's going to hit completed. And then you're going to see right here that you can scroll down and it has our payment options. This says $0 because there's no payment on this one. I'm just going to go ahead and add a quick price to this. That way you guys can see. how we would collect our pay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit save. Okay, this is the invoice that we just generated. You can see that it generates the same thing. It has everything we did. It has the name of the customer, everything like that, and it says the price of the job. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit review and send. Again, you're going to do this no matter what. Even if they're paying with a credit card, you're going to hit review and send. You're going to hit next, and you're going to send this by text message. Hit send text. That automatically does that. So no matter what, no matter what job you guys are doing, just go ahead and hit next. And then once I send it by text, you're going to send it by email. This is automatically typed out, so you don't have to change anything. Send it by email. Go ahead and hit send email. So make sure that you send to both of them. All right. Once they've received both invoices on their end, you're going to go ahead and you're going to ask them how they would like to pay. So if they're paying online with an invoice, you can go ahead and just tell them that I sent you the invoice. When you get some time, go ahead and take a look at it, and then you can go on with your day. If they're paying with a credit card, you can go ahead and hit collect payment. All right, and it says payment amount here. This will automatically be adjusted to the amount that the job is for. All right, and then you're going to hit payment select method. All right, we have our job or card reader here. When we open this up and we hit collect payment, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to have them tap their card on the card reader, and it's going to let them scan it. All right, if they're paying another way, you can go ahead and you can change this to whatever way they're paying. So if they're paying with, a check, go ahead and hit that there, hit collect payment. If they're paying with cash, you can go ahead and hit select, hit down here, and you can hit bank transfer or cash. But every time, no matter what, you're going to automatically send them this invoice and provide them with these payment options. Again, if they're paying with an invoice, send it to them no matter what. If they're paying with a payment or a card, collect it right then and there. Once you have received this payment, you're going to go ahead and it's going to automatically send them that invoice and that paid invoice, and then you're good to go. So after you've collected your pay and you've done your final walk around with the customer and you've answered all of their questions that they've had, you're going to give them one of the thank you cards or our monthly postcards. These are located in the filing bin. And what these do is it's just a gift card for them or a little certificate. It has a discount on there. This one is a discount code for leaving us a review. So I want all of our technicians to ask for reviews on every job, whether or not you have one of these postcards or not. All you do is just tell our customer to scan this QR code, and then they can find a review page there. Also, we automatically send our reviews out to the customer after the job is completed, no matter what. But this is a way for our technicians to make a little bit more commission. They can ask for a review, and if the customer leaves a review with their name and while they're on site, they can get a $10 bonus to their paycheck. So, if you can get multiple per day, that's $20-$30. That adds up pretty quickly. So you're going to give them one of these thank you cards, and then also for offering any promotions at the time, you're going to give them that promotion or that discount card. Also, you're going to give them a brochure. So if we did a gutter install, you're going to give them a brochure for a gutter maintenance cleaning. So, it's just that says that they should get their gutters cleaned, once or twice a year. It shows them why they should get it done and how we would go about cleaning our gutters. So, all right, so every month these will vary depending on, like I said, the promotions that we're offering. But either way, these are going to be labeled inside of your filing bin, and you will give these out after your job to your customer after you've received your payment. All right, so after you have offered them your review and you've gave them your promotional cards and you've collected your pay, you're going to go ahead and you're going to shake the customer's hand and say, thank you, it was nice working with you. We hope to see you in the future, things like that. You want to be very nice and generous, and you want to try to get them to come back. So, say if you're ever interested in getting gutter guards, give us a call. Whenever these leaves fill up in your gutters, let us know. We'll come back out and take care of this for you. You can say, I suggest getting your gutters cleaned at least once or twice a year or 3 times a year with all these trees around here. So why don't you give us a call sometime in April or sometime in May or March or whatever, and we can come take care of it again for you. And just showing them that you care and informing them that you want to be able to come back and work with them shows them that you want to build that relationship, and that really helps us out. So that is what you're going to do after you've received the pay. And now we're going to go ahead and get into our after job tasks. So now that we've finished up with this job, we've assured that everything is cleaned. We've provided the customer with an invoice. We've completed the work. We've put down our yard sign. We're going to go ahead and clean everything up, load up the trucks, and we're going to show you guys how our technicians can actually make some more money with our commission-based system. All right, so now that everything's loaded up, this is something that we offer to our technicians to let them have a way to make some more money and improve on their sales skills. Maybe in the future, they may want to switch over to a sales rep. We always offer that in our company. We never hold people to their positions, and we always offer them new spots. All right, so we're gonna go over how we would actually let them try to make some commission. The first step is when we complete the job that we are currently at, we let our technicians knock on 2 doors each. If there's 3 guys in the truck, that's 6 doors. If there's 2 guys, that's 4 doors. If they get a couple of good responses on the first couple doors, I have no problem with them knocking on a couple more, but I don't want this taking more than 5 to 10 minutes. It's supposed to be a quick process that, you guys can do at some jobs to try to make some more money, especially if, the neighboring customers seem like they're interested, or you get 1 or 2 that say yes. It's kind of like a snowball effect. If you can get multiple, keep going. I'm not going to get mad for you guys trying to sell our services. Obviously, you're trying to benefit the company, but I don't want you sitting there knocking all day. You're not a sales rep. So we're going to go over what you do when you go up to the door and what you would say to the customer. All right, so let's go ahead and go over what you're going to need before you go and knock on that customer's door. So first we have here is a postcard. This will change month to month based on the season, whether it be spring or fall. Our services change, so we have different postcards for those seasons. There's always going to be special discounts on here, whether that be a lot when we're in our slower seasons, or when we're in our busy seasons, it doesn't offer that good of promotions. But you're going to go ahead and give them one of these thank you cards. This has all of our information on it, and it obviously has an offer that the customer is going to want to take a look at. All right. We have our door hanger. Okay. This will also change time to time, but this one changes less than this one does. This usually has some type of incentive for a neighboring customer. So if we're working at your neighbor's house and we go ahead and knock on your door after, we usually offer a 10% discount if they sign up same day as their customer does, or as we're providing the work. Whether we're doing the quote, they can sign up then, or if we're doing the work, you can go ahead and ask them, and they can go ahead and take a look at this, and if they sign up, they get a discount. So this discount will change time to time, and this door hanger will change time to time, but these 2 are 2 necessities that you're going to need when going to the door. All right. So we also need our iPad in case you do want to make a sale and the customer or the neighboring house says, yes, we want to go ahead and book this gutter cleaning. You're going to need your iPad to input a few details. All right. So I'm going to show you guys everything that needs to be done inside the iPad if the customer says yes. And then we're going to be showing you guys what you would say to the customer when knocking on their door. All right. So now that you're ready to walk up to their door, you're going to go ahead and grab your iPad. Make sure you have both your postcard and your door hanger, and you're going to walk up to their steps. Go ahead and give it a knock. Wait a few seconds. Make sure that when you're waiting, you're not standing too close by their door. Some people get a little bit discomfort if you're standing right there when they open it. They might get surprised. So go ahead and make sure that you walk down the steps. If there's a porch, just stand on the bottom of the steps. If there's no porch, just knock. Stand 5 or 6 feet back, and I wouldn't try to hide your hands like this. A lot of times people think that you're armed. Obviously, if you're a random person and you have company shirt on, they're probably not going to think anything of it. But some people, it just seems more comforting when you can see people's hands. You can see, what they're there for, and that they're not trying to hurt you. They're just trying to, offer you something or help you out. All right. So go ahead and take a few steps back. Wait. You're going to go ahead and you're going to keep your iPad in front of you like this, and you can keep your postcard and your door hanger either on top of it like this, or you can keep it in your other hand. You want to keep your iPad with you though, invisible. It makes you look more professional than just walking up there with nothing on you. All right. So knock on the door. When they open the door, they're going to say something along the lines of, "Hi, can I help you?" Most people aren't too friendly when they have, solicitors on their doorstep. They try to, say, "No, I'm good. But the thing is, if we have an offer that they, that we think could help them, it's worth them at least hearing our offer and seeing what we have to offer so they can go ahead and make that decision. And this is not really a sales pitch. It's just more informing them of what we do and how we do our procedures. We're not trying to sell them anything. We're just trying to let them know, hey, we're here to help. We're helping your neighbor. We got some discounts for you today. And if you'd like to sign up for us, we can get you go ahead and started and probably get you started sometime next week. Or if we have some time today, we can go ahead and knock this out right now if it's a smaller job, such as, a gutter cleaning or something like that. All right. So once the customer responds with hi, or they say, what do you want, or something like that, you go ahead and say something along the lines of, hi, my name's Jacob. I don't want to bother you. I just want to take 2 seconds of your time. We were just working down the street on Sydney's house next door. I'm assuming you know who Sydney is. She's your next door neighbor. I just wanted to let you know that we were recently over at her house just now. We cleaned her gutters out. We found a few repairs that need to be made, and we're going to go ahead and be installing gutter guards on this house next time we come out. I was just wondering if you guys are in need of possibly a gutter cleaning. You can see all these tall oak trees here have been dropping a ton of leaves, and that's why your neighbor actually called us out. She was scared that, her gutters were going to get damaged and things like that. I just want to let you know, again, my name is Jacob. We were over at the next door house at Sydney's. We did a gutter cleaning. I was just wondering if you'd potentially be interested in any of our services. We are offering a few discounts right now, and you can go ahead and you can read them, the discounts. You can show them these. The more visual you get with the customer, the more likely that they're going to think that you're more professional and that you care about your job rather than just talking and yelling at them and just feeding them information. So we're going to ask them, hey, if you want to take a look at a few of our flyers, I can leave these here with you, or I can just go over them with you real quick. We are offering a 10% off discount, whether that be for a gutter installation, a gutter cleaning, or a gutter guard job. If you sign up today, just because your neighbor over here went ahead and signed up with us and used our services today. So that's a special discount we have. Also for, the month of December, we're offering a special discount if you leave us a review. So after the job gets done, if you go ahead and leave us a review, that can save you an extra $50. So, if you got a gutter install that you've been looking to get done over the past couple of years, you've been thinking, hey, I might need some gutters soon. If your bill would normally be $3,000, this would save you $350. So you'd already be taken off, you'd be down to $2,650. And, I don't want to push your buttons here, but it seems like a pretty good offer that I'm offering you. You get that $350 off. You get a trusted service. You can see that we did a good job with your neighbor. If you want to go ahead and ask them before you go ahead and sign up with us, you can go ahead and do that. Just give us a call sometime today, and we can give you this 10% off discount, but it has to be sometime today within the time that we provided the work to the customer. All right. So again, you're not pushing anything. You're just offering them and showing them a few discounts that we have. Obviously, they're not always going to say yes, but when a neighboring customer sees that, their neighbor's using it, they feel like they kind of need to, or that they should. No one wants to feel left out, and everyone wants to try to feel like, oh, hey, I can't have my gutters not cleaned if, hers are clean. I got to make sure that I'm doing it because obviously it's probably important. And this also builds trust. Over time, this helps us out because we can come back to these neighborhoods every year or a couple times a year and clean these gutters out. And the more customers that we have on the same street, the more people talk. And our whole goal is eventually that we can be doing, all of the houses on the street, or at least all the houses that get their gutters cleaned. All right. So if they do say yes, they want to sign up for the service, or they're interested in it, you can go ahead and show them how we would book the job like this. All right. So now you have spoke to that neighboring customer, whether they have like to sign up or not, you can go ahead and knock on one more each. So both of you guys should be knocking on a door at the same time. This eliminates waiting for the other one, and it also saves us time. So whether they say yes or no, you can go ahead and knock on that neighboring customer's door. If you can get both of them to say yes, I do advise you guys to knock on a third, a fourth, or even a fifth door. If you can get one or two, then it's more than likely that a lot of those people in the subdivision are going to buy. Neighbors talk, things like that. If people are in the same budget as others, they live in the same size houses, it's more than likely that they're going to buy if their neighbors are buying. All right. So you can go ahead and knock on that second door. You're going to follow the same procedure that we just went over, asking them the same things, telling them, hey, if you get the other customer to sign up, say, hey, we're working with Susie and we're working with Jerry across the street. Both of them want to use our services, and both of them, Jerry or Susan was already happy with our service. We went ahead and we did a gutter cleaning. We're going to be putting gutter guards on her house. And then Jerry next door is getting some new gutters installed probably within the next few weeks here. So if you're interested, maybe you can see, how our work is, and then give us a call after and maybe make that decision about working with us. All right. So once you knock down both those customers' doors, you're going to go ahead and head back to the truck. You're going to take 3 yard signs, and if they're not made in the truck, go ahead and make them up. We should have some pre-made ready to go in the morning time, so you don't have to waste time making them. But you're going to go ahead and you grab 3 yard signs. All right. This is very important when we do our jobs because it allows us to get our name out there as quickly as possible to these neighbors without having to collect as a bunch of information from them, like their email, their phone number. We don't have to knock on all their doors. What we do is so obviously we place the yard sign down in the work that we just did in their yard, all right? And then we make 3 more, okay? These 3 need to go in 3 locations that are very important. The first one is it needs to be in the front of the sub entrance. So when people pull into the subdivision, they can see, oh, look, gutter cleaning, or oh, look, J&A exterior seamless gutters. They can see that it's right front and center. And sometimes these get taken by the city workers, but it's better to have it up there than not have it at all. So you want to make sure this is either facing when you come into the sub or when you go out of the sub. A lot of times it's actually better to face it in towards the sub, so when people are pulling out, they have that time to actually take a look at it, because usually there's traffic driving through, they gotta wait to make a left, they're sitting there for a few minutes, all right? So they're looking around a lot. It's better to have it facing towards the subdivision, so that way when they're pulling out, they can see it, all right? The next location, our second location, is going to be a 4-way intersection. I would prefer that you guys have this close to the house that we perform the work on, just because if they see the sign in the yard and they also see the sign in the 4-way, and then they potentially see the sign when they pull out of the sub, all 3 of those are kind of like a trigger effect, like, wow, these guys are really on top of it. They really care about getting their name out there. They must be a pretty big company, or they must care about, giving some good work. So our second one is going to go at an intersection relatively close to the work that we provided to the house that we did the job at, all right? This can be facing anyway. Just make it as visible as possible for as many people to see as possible. So, if there's one street that's super long, face it towards that street rather than facing it away from that one where there's only 2 houses in a court or something like that, all right? So our first one, subdivision entrance. Our second one, 4-way intersection inside of the subdivision, all right? And then our third one is going to be anywhere that you guys would like that you think could be a good spot. So if there's 2 sub entrances you guys see, put it in the other sub entrance. If you guys see another 4-way or a court that's leading to something, you can go ahead and place it down there. Just anything that you think would be helpful for a third sign. I try to have 4 signs down that way that probably 75% of the people that are in the subdivision are going to see at least one of our signs. Hopefully they see 2. And our goal is that they give us a call and want to work with us and say, hey, I saw your signs inside our subdivision. I didn't know if you guys performed any work, but I'm interested in getting some gutter cleaning. How would I go about getting a quote for that? And then, when they call us, obviously we'll deal with everything from there. But our goal is that these yard signs let our customers see that, hey, we're working with your neighbors and we're a trusted company, so you can go ahead and call us and we're going to perform the work for you. All right. So now that you've put down the yard signs, you're going to go and follow over the same steps and head to your next job. All right. So now that you are done with your next job, or you have completed your second job, maybe it's a 1-job day, it's a big install, you're going to go ahead and you're going to inform your manager that you're on the way back to the warehouse. So you're going to give them a call or a text and just say, hey, we're finished up for the day, we're heading back. We can see this on the routes, but we're not looking at it 24/7, so it's good to know, hey, we're going to be heading back soon. If there's anything that we needed to do differently today at the facility or at our yard, let us know so that way we can take care of when we get back. All right, so when you give us a call, we'll explain to you guys what needs to be done for that day. If there's anything differently that needs to be done, we'll go ahead and tell you. When you're on your way home, you're also going to go back to your Jobber app and you're going to make sure that all jobs are checked off as completed, okay? And that all invoices have been submitted and provided to customers. So not paid, but just provided. So after we have confirmed that all of our jobs are completed and we have informed our manager that we're on our way back to the yard, we can go ahead and head over to our finishing the day tab, all right? So this is the last task for the day. This is what you would do when you arrive back to the yard and what you would do to prep for the next day. You're going to arrive at the yard, okay, with both the trucks or with one of the trucks, however many people are with you. You're gonna unload and clean out all the trash and extra materials, debris, everything in the truck that was not in the truck when we started the day. So if it's, if we did some gutter cleanings, make sure all the bags are taken out. Make sure there's not a bunch of dirt sitting in the back seat of the truck. If you guys stopped and got food, everything cleaned out from the front cab of the truck. If there's extra scrap metals from a gutter install, make sure those are all pulled out of the trailer, all pulled out of the truck, everything like that. Everything's cleaned and back to how it was when we started the day. You're gonna go ahead and you're gonna take all of the batteries that we use for the day and plug them into our battery board, whether that be inside of our storage facility or inside of our yard space or our warehouse. Go ahead and plug those in. That way they're charged every single day and we don't have to deal with charging batteries ever on site. We do have chargers, but it's better to do them beforehand, all right? So once you have all the batteries plugged in, you've cleaned out the trucks, we're gonna go ahead and take our tool belts and hang them up on the racks for the day. And you're gonna make sure that you have all of your tools. So go through it and check, okay, do I have all my daily tools, my needle nose pliers, my snips, my utility knives, my pencils, things like that. Just make sure that everything's in there that should be, so that way if there's not, you can make those adjustments that night instead of the next morning running around trying to find tools, all right? So go ahead and check, make sure you have everything in your tool belt, okay? And hang that up on the rack. You're gonna go back to the truck and make sure that it's organized exactly to how it should be in the blueprints and how it looks every single morning. Make sure that everything's set up how it should, so that way our systems flow the same and everything stays steady, all right? You're gonna go ahead and you're gonna give your admin or your manager a quick rundown of the day, all right? And then your admin and your manager is gonna tell you, okay, this is what we're doing tomorrow. They're gonna give you the task for tomorrow. You can see that in your job wrap at all times, but they're just gonna go over it real quick, all right? And then they're gonna tell you, okay, what we should load into the truck now and what we should wait to load into the truck. So, if there's coil that needs to be loaded up, go ahead and do it now. If the machine needs to get switched over, they're gonna tell you to switch the machine over. Anything that needs to be done the day before, they're gonna go ahead and tell you to do that, okay? And once all those tasks are completed, you can go ahead and give the manager the payments for the day, whether that be if you got checks, or just let them know, hey, they're gonna be paying with an invoice, just tell them, all right? And you can go ahead and just give them a rundown of the day. Say, this job went good. Next time we do this one, can we make sure that we bring a bigger ladder so that way we can make it a little bit easier and more efficient for ourselves, things like that, all right? And once you get done with all of those tasks, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna hit clock out on your Jobber app. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that now. In this video, we're gonna show you how you clock out for the day. You can see here that we are on our timesheet stamp located at the bottom of all of our tabs. And you can also see that we have worked for 4 hours and 45 minutes today. You can see the time track, the multiple times that we stopped or paused our time. And you could edit these if you need to. So we're gonna go ahead and hit clock out. When we click this, you could see time tracked 4 hours and 46 minutes. So let's say that there was a mistake made here. We can go ahead and edit, and we can go ahead and make this, maybe an hour longer. So it would be an hour and 1 minute. If we hit save time entry, you could see that it would add an hour to the time. So now we're at 5 hours and 46 minutes. So make those adjustments, leave those notes in case you do make those changes so we know. And that's about it. Make sure you save everything when you're done, and that's how you would clock out. So after you've clocked out, you can go ahead and assure that all these are done for the day. Go ahead and take a look at your Jobber app, see what we're doing tomorrow, talk to your coworkers, whatever you'd like to do. But once you clock out, you are free to go home. Make sure that you guys are always driving safe, wear your seatbelt. We never want anyone to get into an accident on the way home from work after they just worked a long day. Make sure you don't speed, don't get pulled over, things like that, all right? So that is it for our daily tasks for our technicians, everything to do from A through Z, starting in the morning to finishing the day. And then when you guys arrive the next day, it's gonna be the same process. You are gonna have some weekly tasks that need to be tackled, and those will be on your calendar. So some days you might have an extra thing to do. You might have to change the oil in some of the machinery. You might have to fill up the gas tanks, things like that. But these are your day-to-day things that you will be doing every day, no matter what, as a technician.